When the temperature drops, the heat begins to rise. At a time of year when many try to escape it, there are some who seek out the freezing cold and embrace it. Because in order to play one of the world's hottest sports, you have to start with a cold sheet of ice. And that's just the beginning. The better you get at this game, the more it rocks. Curling is a sport of skill and strategy, where success depends on a smooth delivery and nerves of steel. Because sometimes the margin of victory is so small, it's measured in millimeters. Tonight, more drama in this international round-robin tournament. Will Team USA have what it takes to grab crucial points in its pursuit of the American Cup? Or will we see another nation celebrating on American ice? Friday night is NBCSN Curling Night in America on NBCSN. NBCSN proudly presents another edition of NBCSN Curling Night in America. About an hour or so from Duluth, Minnesota, and the Superior, Wisconsin area lies Evelyn, Minnesota, home to Curl Masabi, this 8-sheet facility built in 1998. And on this night, curling faithful filing in to see some top teams and great curling as our winter showcase of the sport continues from Minnesota. Jason Knapp so happy to be joined by 8-time U.S. national champion and Olympic bronze medalist Pete Fenson. Our Kenneth White will join us with more on the matchup momentarily. So the fans ready for the action, and we'll get our taste of mixed doubles tonight. The United States paired up with China in draw 5. Now, 4 countries taking part in this overall competition in the mixed doubles standings. Scotland and China tied for the top spot, followed by the U.S. and Japan. There's also competition for the men and women's teams. Overall, the U.S. in first place. The winner of the 4-nation competition brings home the American Cup. So the pebble being laid on the ice, and the young American duo of Corey Dropkin and Sarah Anderson ready to battle again here, Pete.
Yeah, very talented team. Corey and Sarah make a lot of shots. Key tonight is for them to manage these angles in the forefoot.
We'll see how they fare against their Chinese counterparts. For more on them, let's check in with Tanith.
Thanks, guys. Well, for most of the athletes here, their greatest challenges will come during those pressure-filled moments on the ice. But for Gao Shui-sung, half of the mixed double team here from China, her biggest obstacle may very well have been simply getting here after delays processing her visa kept her from arriving on time for the start of the tournament with the rest of her team. When she did take the ice, however, it was for a big win, and that was against this American team. Now the U.S. duo of Sarah Anderson and Corey Dropkin have a chance for a little bit of redemption. I spoke with them before this match, and they said they feel confident in their ability to turn the tables in this rematch against the Chinese team. However, as Corey said, they're going to need to find their mojo a little bit quicker in order to do it.
They found their mojo late in the first meeting. The U.S. duo scored the last 4 points of the game, but ended up 1 point short, losing 9-8. So underway, different format here. A couple of rocks placed at the start of each of the 8 ends of this competition, and they only throw 5 stones per end.
So because they only throw 5, almost half as many as the regular game, this game goes a lot quicker with this format, and the players have to really keep track of that.
Self-sweeping as well. Sarah Anderson doing her own dirty work. So the U.S. putting its first thrown stone in play. Let's meet Team USA.
Corey Dropkin, Boston, Massachusetts.
Sarah Anderson, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
So 2 20-year-olds for Team USA. Another one here for Team China in Gao Shui-sung. Those visa troubles getting here to the U.S. over. And now in competition. No sweeping necessary here. She just escorts it down the ice. And overthrown. So a mistake for Team China early. We'll see if those mistakes get magnified in a game with less rocks in play. While we've got a moment, let's meet Team China.
马秀月，哈尔滨 China。
高雪松，哈尔滨 China。
So we'll see Corey Dropkin put his first stone in play. And again, in this format, 6 stones per end, 1 place for each team at the start. They only throw 5 per team. Player 1 delivers the first stone and the last stone of the end, and the other player delivers the second, third, and fourth.
Lots of room, actually. Lots of room.
So there's actually a little bit of strategy that goes into that thought process as well. Who throws the first and the last one? Who throws the middle 3? So teams don't all do it the same.
Looks good. I need to give you less ice? Sorry, good throw.
Corey Dropkin, Sarah Anderson, seemingly content with that latest offering.
Yeah, a little bit too much ice there. They would have liked that right on top of the other yellow one.
Ma Shuwei, the elder statesman of this game, 24 years of age.
Same thing? Yeah, I'm just going to tighten you up a bit.
So in this game, it's just about getting these angles right, making the freezes properly to set things up for yourself to score.
Now the first time Anderson and Dropkin paired up in this mixed doubles format, they scored themselves a huge win, the U.S. National Championship in 2015, despite the fact that they're both junior eligible.
Wait for it.
Huge win at age 20 for both. Went on to the Senior World Championships, finished tied for 5th out of 30 teams in Sochi, Russia in 2015.
Good throw.
So stones in play here, mixed doubles for the U.S. and China. The latest edition of NBCSN Curling Night in America underway. NBCSN Curling Night in America is being brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. See car insurance in a whole new light. And by USA Curling, where Olympic dreams begin. N1, latest edition of NBCSN Curling Night in America. Mixed doubles for the U.S. and China. Mao Shuwei, the second of his 3 stones to be thrown in this end.
So just hit the inside here.
Pretty good result. They would have liked to have had that curl another inch or 2.
How much weight?
Try and get part of it hidden under the center guard, but
Control?
You like that?
China
No,
lies
I like
2.
a little bit less.
Board?
Yeah. At most.
China with the
Okay.
hammer.
I don't think it'll
Last
go
shot
too much here,
advantage. Winning the draw to the
okay.
button to decide who would go last to start off this game. Corey Dropkin, Southborough, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston, student at the University of Minnesota Duluth, 2-time U.S. junior champion.
Yep.
A couple of other top finishes to the junior nationals as well. Twice finishing 5th at the world junior level.
Go! You gotta go hard! On the guard.
Now the fact that there's only 1 sweeper in this game, Jason, that could be a factor in a shot like that. Corey doesn't actually get up to get to that stone until it's partway down the sheet and just not able to keep it off the guard.
On the guard.
You heard the call from Sarah Anderson and then the resignation that it was on the guard and they were sunk.
Yeah, you know, in a conventional game, 2 sweepers are able to try and hold that rock straight, plus they can pick it up as soon as it's released, and you know, that can be a factor for sure.
So we'll see how that shot affects things here in the opening end. China looking to capitalize with hammer. And the latest shot from Ma. Able to get up and get after the sweep right away.
Just trying to clean this up a little bit and remove a couple of these yellow rocks if they can. And that over curled on him by about a half a rock probably. He must have got that going into the curl a little bit.
I don't mind hitting it, and we'll sit right here.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah.
What kind of weight?
What do you think? Either control or.
I like going this way at it.
Okay. We can also draw down to it.
What?
We can also draw down to it.
So you can see that yellow rock in
I
the
like
back of
getting
the
rid of one.
forefoot is actually
Okay. Control.
Team USA's friend
Yep.
at this point,
Okay. Throw it
helping
good.
to contain shot rock and make it more difficult to remove from the house. Sarah's just going to throw an out-turn hit down the middle, try and hit and roll just a couple of inches to her right.
Clean.
Sarah Anderson from Broomall, PA, just outside Philadelphia, student at the University of Minnesota. So
Hard.
she
Gotta
and
go,
Corey
Sarah, hard.
Dropkin,
Hard.
within a couple of
Hard.
hours each other, they can get together and practice to get ready for big competitions from where they attend college.
Is it tight?
We just don't know what it's gonna do inside out like that.
我要是打到这儿的话，打外侧一点。
So the U.S. out of stones here.
行。
Shot rock still for Team USA, just barely, but now China have the opportunity here to figure out a way to get on the board with hammer.
Looks like they have a peel weight double on those two yellows.
没有啊，打定
Might be able to stay for two if she hits it hard just off the nose.
Hard.
Gao with the last stone of this first end.
Hard. 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 Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Hit it, but that stone froze into the back, kept the yellow one there. And that ends up being shot rock, we think.
我感觉好像差不多了。
Measure.
Measure.
A lot of discussion
这球点小。
and no agreement, so they will go to the measurement.
For one.
行，给点有点小。
I think it's yellow.
How close is it?
Pretty close. You like it end?
Yeah.
Corey and Sarah are trying to discuss
No worries.
how close is
I
it?
was going for control.
Pretty close.
Because pro sign is heavier on
Yeah.
that.
Fine.
再往这边一丢丢。
And they'll bring out measuring device right now and make it official.
往这边甩一点点，这球就没了。
你感觉哪个近呢？
我感觉好像咱近呢。
差不多。
俩就差不多。
Maybe a little sense of relaxation for both teams as they go through the measurement here.
Too many people in the house, you know?
Those are so close to the button. The official has a little bit of trouble even getting the stick in there.
It's almost too difficult to measure.
What?
It's almost too difficult to measure.
Corey's got the right idea, like you, Pete.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
And it's a time to say hi to the folks
I
at
wanna
home.
say hi to my parents.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The tension mounting. Who's going to score first on the latest edition of NBCSN Curling Night?
It's us.
Nice.
Good end.
Good eyes for
So-
Corey, as he says, it is us, as in U.S. The Americans strike first here
Keep that weight
and
off.
go a
It
point
seems
up
straight
after
there.
one end.
And this.
It's mixed doubles on display
Here's Jane
from Evelyn in the latest edition
That's right.
of
Keep going up.
NBCSN Curling Night in America. The U.S. with a 1-point lead by that much. Went to a measurement in the opening end to see which stone was closer to the button. U.S. got the upper hand. They'll shoot first here in end number 2. China with the hammer.
And U.S. dodging a little bit of a bullet in the first end. China had a pretty reasonable shot to score and probably get 2 there, but USA comes away with 1.
Only wait.
7, 8,
Only wait.
8.
Yet in this mixed doubles format, do your own dirty work, sweeping for yourself.
Mine's okay. It's coming in. Whoa, though.
So Sarah Anderson with the stone
Mine's
in
good.
play.
Top 4. Yep.
And getting it past those initial 2 stones that are placed on the center line.
Go, 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 go. Nice throw.
And the first thrown stone right close to the button. Pete, there is the potential later on to go to a power play situation to possibly generate some more offense. We'll touch on that, see if it plays out coming up. Each team can do that once in a game.
力量，力量，练得很好。6区，我感觉可以，看看。Whoa! No.
Looks like it might have been overswept just a little bit. Trying to make that freeze perfectly, and you can see he gave it about a 1-foot tap.
Just biting 4 foot.
Okay.
Mostly in the 8.
Like we said earlier, this is really about setting up these angles with some freezes early in the end.
Stay close for line.
Weight's good.
Yep. Go line. Yep. Hard. Line's good.
Top 4.
You can see it bending in there hard right now.
Nice throw.
Thanks.
And that's a good shot by Corey. You can see guards part of his own shot rock. And he's got that well under the guard.
OK， 打底。什么力量？
底线。
底线呢？行。
行吗？还是踏板？
极限嘛。
可以。
漏的没多大，小一
Hear
点。
the conversation for the Chinese team. May not understand the language, but oftentimes you can pick up on the intent of the next shot.
线路 OK 啊。
And here it comes from Ma.
踩hard，再来点踩 hard。我没有了，我放吧，我。
That one sliding into the house. And the action underway in the second end in Evelyn. It's been added to the next Winter Games in South Korea in 2018 and added to NBCSN Curling Night in America this season. It's mixed doubles. It's the U.S. and China in the second end. The U.S. getting a single in the first, and now the Chinese with the hammer in the second. Corey Dropkin, Sarah Anderson, 20-year-old duo, reigning U.S. mixed doubles champions, winning their title in 2015, and now representing the U.S. in this 4-nation event.
Back 8,
Whoa.
back 12.
Whoa. Right off. Yep.
Good call. Very good call.
That was a good call by Sarah. She could see that that rock was hanging a little more than they wanted, and she just had Corey sweep it a little bit at the end and was able to tap that red rock through the hole.
So, Pete, less stones, less personnel in this, from a 4-player team to a 2-player team, from 8 rocks to 6, and really only 5 thrown. As a skip, thinking through the process here, is that all to your game plan, how you go about plotting out strategy in this game as opposed to a regular game?
Yeah, it has to change the way you play the game a little bit. Basically, you know, with fewer rocks, that changes everything. And the fact that there's only 2 players out there, you know, there has to be a little bit of a different approach to how this game is played.
Whoa.
Pretty good double, but they hit it a little thick. See, they hit just a little bit too much of this first one. And when they made contact with the second one, you can see it spinning up under the guard. It actually guards shot rock as opposed to making this double cleanly.
Whatever you
They
think,
would have
Sarah.
left that yellow rock exposed on the intern side.
Yeah, I think I like nose.
Okay, control.
Yep,
Pro side's on the inside.
yep.
Still shot rock for the United States. And Dropkin getting set up in the hack. And one of the changes from mixed to regular is being able to get up quickly
Whoa, whoa,
out of your release point
whoa.
and get down to business in sweeping if necessary.
It's important that the thrower doesn't do that too early and get too wrapped up in the fact that they have to sweep. They have to make sure that they follow through with their shot.
It's always good to have 20-year-old joints as well to be able to pop up and get after it right away like 3 of the 4 members in this game. Still shot rock there, edge of the button for Team USA.
So this red rock in the top of the 8-foot is almost fully exposed, but the Chinese still have to navigate those back red rocks. They have to try and get the yellow rock out past those cleanly. So lightweight, and they're going to try and get inside their own red one and tap back the red onto the yellow and remove it from the 4-foot.
Just ticked the guard.
Oh, she missed the line call there. They had room to go. He was getting there to sweep, and she had him off, and they just rubbed the side of that guard, and that could be costly.
Sit here.
There's that double, right?
What double?
No double?
Well, what double is there?
I don't hit the inside of that. I'm coming over.
We do this or do this. Aren't we sitting pretty good?
I definitely.
Or we can just go right here. Whichever one you want.
I like hitting.
Well, wait.
Control. Do you
Like right
prefer?
here?
Do you? Yeah. I mean, yours stay really straight. Do you prefer nose?
Nose is good.
Good communication between this pair to get a shot that Sarah Anderson seems to feel confident in being able to pull off.
Yeah, it's important for the thrower to see the shot visually before they throw it, so having Sarah down there to put the broom down for her own throw is helpful.
Last stone in this end for the U.S. They scored without hammer in the
Clean.
first end, and now
Whoa.
after that errant last shot from China, we'll see
Never.
what they can come up with here in the second end.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay.
So they had a little trouble with that spot earlier in the end where it ran on them. They didn't get the curl they needed, and again, it happened to them there on that shot.
打飞的就行，打飞就2分。
So it looks like a straight pick out here for the Chinese team to score 2. Just have to drive it by those 2 reds in the back.
Good call though.
Whoa. Alright. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Just need a piece of this yellow rock.
And didn't get any of it. Another miss for China, and another single point accumulated by Team USA.
One yellow.
Trying to smile about it, but the U.S. with back-to-back steals of 1 and a 2-0 lead on NBCSN Curling Night in America. The U.S. with a 2-0 lead on China despite not having the last shot advantage so far in this mixed doubles game. Glad to have you along for another edition of NBCSN Curling Night in America. Let's go back to the action in the third end.
Corey's just throwing the freeze right into the middle. Wants to freeze on that back red.
Corey, actually, I don't mind top button.
Okay.
So if he goes top button instead of frozen, makes it much more difficult for the Chinese to get second shot or even shot rock.
Top hit.
Room. Lots of room.
The curl comes real late here, so if Corey's got his weight right, they can wait until the end and then it'll turn over.
Yep. Line's better. Line's good. Line's good. Go, 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 go. Hard.
It's good enough for second. I don't think he got shot.
Sorry, I should have helped you.
Chinese still have the stone that counts, temporarily at least.
稍微一点点就行。
传行。
这一点行吗？
That's a pretty good result for the team from the USA. Got control now up in the top center of the forefoot. Even though they probably aren't shot rock, it's still something they can use. The Chinese are trying to move their own shot stone further into the forefoot.
力量够啊！
Not bad. But since it's behind the button, the U.S. team can still move this right onto the button for shot rock.
They're doing this. Gets rid of both of these, so a little bit off nose to try to get her here.
Okay. You think they get a 90?
85, 90.
So you want to tap this just maybe an inch high of the nose.
So like, just
So they
T-line
tap it
weight,
between
right?
those two red stones, so
Yeah,
it's
T-line.
difficult to remove. Sarah wants to tap it to frozen.
So Sarah Anderson, the first shot of the end and the last shot. Normally you're used to throwing your stones back to back, but trying to get that form going again after watching your partner throw the middle three stones.
Yeah, it's really a different
Sounds
rhythm,
good.
especially for, in this
Only
case,
way.
Sarah, who throws one rock at the
Whoa.
beginning of the end,
Needs it.
one
Whoa.
rock
Needs it.
at the
Whoa!
end. It's tougher to, get that same flow going as during a regular game.
No. Close. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
A little heavy and out the back it goes.
And maybe that disadvantage of having time between shots can show itself at some points.
Yeah, I feel like that'll be okay, right?
It's fine, mate.
Had maybe too much ice for that shot. When the weight isn't right, it sure affects the line here. These rocks just don't grab the curl, so I think maybe they have to remember that when they're putting the stick down for a shot like that, because that's kind of an in-between shot. It's a draw, but it's a heavy draw instead of that same top forefoot weight that they throw the rest of the game.
Slimmest of margins between really good and not so good. And now China, can they finally cash in some fashion with hammer?
Alright. Whoa, whoa. Easy. Whoa. Whoa, no. Whoa.
And another miss to finish off an end for the Chinese.
Boy, opportunity squandered. China will get credit for shot rock, so they're on the board. But 3 times with the hammer, they gave up points twice and only got a single when they did score. The Americans still lead 2-1 after 3 on NBCSN Curling Night.
I got 4 on your last one.
On that one, that right
You
there.
gave it a good plus, or?
I gave it a good plus. I felt like I set out slow.
Mixed doubles and mixed results so far for the U.S. and China. Just singles on the board the first 3 ends. U.S. with 2 to 1 for the Chinese. And for the first time in the game, the United States will have the hammer and the last shot.
We'll see if they can use that to their advantage to change things up a little bit here. The Chinese up till now have just been unable to take advantage of U.S. misses.
我不行，我换个球。
行 ，top 4 right here.
Sounds good.
12撇了，换6。
随便换个，我总感觉这球刚才市场地基本上没啥。
The 20-year-old Pennsylvania native and current Minnesota Golden Gopher, Sarah Anderson, gets this one going for Team USA.
It'll curl. Go if you need. Just top 4 though. Nothing behind T. Well, if you can. Gotta be at least biting 4 though. It's coming in now nicely. Top 4. Top 4. A little more. A little more.
As we've seen earlier, as that rock starts to slow down, that's when we see the curl.
6. I got a 4-14 split.
2015, just a terrific year for Sarah Anderson. We mentioned the mixed doubles title with Corey Dropkin, then 5th at the Worlds. Also won a U.S. Junior National Championship and 5th at the World Junior Women's Championships. Quite accomplished. Also has a twin sister, Taylor. Another great curling family here in the United States.
Line's good to go. Try to get the inside.
Just a little deeper than they would have liked again.
Okay.
I like a bit the inside though too.
What?
Yeah, a little bit on the inside.
Okay.
Let's make sure we're on the center. Here.
Sarah understands if Corey can get his rock just inside the nose of that red one, gives them better position. Frozen on the back red.
Dropkin, the young man from Massachusetts,
Line's
now
pretty
a
good.
student at UMD,
Need help?
University of Minnesota
Line's
Duluth.
good.
Wait, it's close. Gotta go, I think.
Do you need help? Line's really good. Go, 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 go. Hard. Yeah, hard for line, hard for line.
Really curling now. Looks like the weight's coming off it just a little bit.
Not bad.
But yeah, not too bad. Once again, something they can use. They're doing a pretty good job of keeping their rocks up in the top part of the house. That typically causes more problems for their opponent because, as you can see, they've got a rock on either side of that center guard now that they can use.
Ma looked intently. Look at him dance down the ice with his stone.
First sweeping the low side to keep it straight, then sweeping the high side to try and get a little more curl.
I like tapping this.
I think that's a pretty good result. Got him right in between
Where's
those
our
two
shooter
American
gonna go?
stones.
Probably roll right here.
Is that gonna set them up with something?
Yeah, let's just tap this up. Just sit right here.
Okay.
Just come T-line wait. Just need to hit it right here.
Hearing Corey ask Sarah about the future possibilities for their foes, like a big math problem. If we do X, they'll do Y, and then that leaves us with Z.
That's right. It always has to do with what you make, but also what you leave for your opponent.
T-line back 4.
So they have to be careful when they're
Whoa! Yep.
playing around with this many rocks in play.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
T-line.
Whoa! 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 Nice shot.
我看看啊。
你扒着就行，
OK，正常。
正常。
Not sure that improved their situation all that much. Rolled into the open here, leaving China hit and roll under the pile.
You like that call?
做一个啥？
What do you think we should do?
可以吗？
Issue for China is they've had plenty of opportunities to make shots and put heat on the United States. They just haven't been able to execute.
Yeah, they haven't been able to make that one real important shot of each end so far.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
往外一点，往外擦。外。
It's a good time to come through and execute.
不能，那球不能再擦了，你再擦点光红的了。
We
不然
hit this, tap that right here, and tap this right here. Gives us a
Yeah.
lot of options for next turn.
Same weight or a little bit more?
Maybe a hair more.
Okay, you think like here?
我想让你太晚了，打打打。
Either that or a hair more. Up to you.
So Corey's just going to try and rearrange these angles with these yellow stones. Try and push them a little bit into the open so they can use them on the next shot. Just trying to create a way to get to that shot stone.
Stay close, yeah. Line, line. Hard line. Hard, go, 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 go. Hard line.
You can see he got
Yeah,
that
go,
curling
go,
a little
go,
bit
go,
right
go,
on
go.
release. Now the question is, can he hold it with
Hard, yep,
sweeping?
Yep, 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 yep. Holding it. Really good sweep. Really good sweep.
He's certainly trying hard.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice job.
That turned out pretty good.
Call.
Good sweep on that.
Thanks.
Catching his breath
Hard, yep, 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 yep,
after
yep,
some
yep,
vigorous
yep.
broom
Holding it.
work.
Really good sweep. Really good sweep.
来，你给我球中间点。
Whoa, whoa.
He really did a good job of holding the line with the sweep on that shot and was able to tap his own in for shot.
I'm tired. This whole sweeping deal.
Maybe it'll all be worth it here in this end if the U.S. can pad its lead.
It's hard work. Throw it, jump up, chase it, and sweep it.
His partner did give him accolades for a good sweep and a good shot. Last rock of the end for China.
那点小点。
You think anything else though?
I'm not sure that they could even, I think they were trying to remove that yellow stone, and I'm not sure coming off of that outside one the way they did, that was
Unless-
even possible.
We were not really worth it,
See
but if we
now,
hit hard right here, hit this.
No, let's just
Just
tap.
tap?
It.
A tap for two.
Okay. T-line back 4. Good throw.
So the U.S. with hammer here for the first time
Do you like
of
this?
the night. China's squandered it every time
Maybe
it's
a
had the
little bit
last
less,
shot
'cause
advantage.
it runs a bit straight here, right?
Okay. Yeah, it does.
The U.S. would love to cash in and get 2.
Sarah needs to just come down and tap this yellow rock about a foot to count 2.
Line's good.
T.
Clean.
8.
Whoa.
8.
Whoa. Off.
Here's where they've struggled
Weight's
with
good.
line a
Weight's
couple of
good.
times previously.
Wait. Weight's really good.
Weight was good, but the line was not. The U.S.
1 yellow.
forced to 1. The Americans stretch out their lead, but waste an opportunity with the hammer.
Just dead straight.
3-1 after 4. NBCSN Curling Night in America is being brought to you by the United States Olympic Committee. Get the latest Team USA gear and support our athletes at the same time at TeamUSAShop.com. And by Cryomax 8-Hour Cold Packs, proud sponsor of the USA Curling National Team. At the break in mixed doubles on NBCSN Curling Night, the U.S. 3-1 lead on China. Other mixed action, the team of Schreiber and Dodds of Scotland against the Tamabechis of Japan. Japanese leading 3-2 at the midway point. Coming up next week on NBCSN Curling Night in America, Jamie Sinclair and the U.S. women take center ice one more time, squaring off against the Japanese side. That's when we see you next time on NBCSN Curling Night from Curl Misabi. So halftime of our match this evening, always a good time to go get a refreshment, and Tanith White went in search of one here.
I'm here at the bar at Curl Misabi, a popular site at any curling match. And when it comes to small town hospitality, the city of Eveleth has plenty to go around. Warm welcomes, friendly faces, and a community that's proud to support its own makes Eveleth the perfect site for Curling Night in America. And nobody celebrated it better than Margie's Roosevelt Bar.
In the mining towns, they've always had the local saloons were the places that they wanted to get together and visit. And Margie's has been here. It was actually moved in from Sparta, Minnesota by horses many years ago. And it's always just been a place that people gathered.
Everyone is about having a good time. You know, they're hard workers. It's a mining community.
I've been up to Eveleth for tournaments for a long time now, and every time I'm here, they treat you like you're your brother.
It's fantastic. I love coming home, and I consider the entire Iron Range area, which is this area, my home, because that's where I grew up. And you know, really being able to come here and represent the United States in front of these people and having that support on the ice, it's just been fun.
Stick around. More of NBCSN Curling Night in America when we come back. Curl Misabi in Minnesota is the place, and our current race on NBCSN Curling Night in America is in mixed doubles. Halfway to the finish line, the United States leading China 3-1. Let's check in now with Tanith White.
Thanks, guys. Well, the U.S. duo in much better position here leading into the half than the last time they faced off against the Chinese. I caught up with the U.S. coach, Derek Brown, just moments ago, and he told me he's very happy with the way these athletes are playing. He says they need to stay conservative as they have in the first half, moving forward now, saying it's okay if you only come away with one at the end rather than going for the two. They need to play safe. They need to play smart against this Chinese team.
Tanith, thanks. Pete, she alluded to it first time around when they met earlier in this competition in draw number 3. It was a score fest, 9-8. China took the win. You see the numbers for Sarah Anderson. They've got a 2-point lead here halfway through. Is cautious the way to go?
Well, it's hard to be real cautious in mixed doubles just due to the nature of the game. A lot of rocks are thrown around the center guard, but they haven't taken too many chances up till now, and that's probably a good way for them to stay.
Right off. Okay.
So the first thrown stone of this end from Anderson and the United States. Forget hot potato. It's been a game of hot hammer. Nobody has scored a 2 or more with that last shot advantage. You surprised?
Yeah, I mean, I am a little bit surprised. There have been a couple of opportunities, especially for the Chinese early in the game. They've had some rock position and some chances to score, but unable to convert.
Seems like nobody's wanted really to use that hammer. They've been passing it back and forth with nobody really maximizing its potential. We'll see if that changes here in the fifth end with China having the advantage.
Be on the right side of it here.
Okay.
A little over 77% efficiency for Corey Dropkin halfway through this game.
T.
Stay close on line.
Only line.
Close.
T line.
Yep.
Only line.
Whoa, whoa.
And one thing
Line's
about
good.
Weight's good.
mixed doubles, it's really about finding draw weight early and then being able to stay consistent through the game.
Whoa. Want to bump it a bit or?
Not more than we already are.
Good throw.
Call. Okay.
底线。
你用喜欢底线吧。
Not too bad of a shot by Corey there. They probably bumped that a little further than they would have liked. There's now an opportunity for China to come around on the outturn side and freeze on that yellow stone and set it up actually to be removed later.
线路 OK 啊，力量够，等一等，我，带着点啊，擦擦，我，这球再放啊，再等一等，我，带着点啊，擦擦，哈，来了，我。
So some stones in the house, looking for a breakthrough for the U.S. and China. End number 5, the U.S. up 2 on China on NBCSN Curling Night in America. The mixed doubles team of Corey Dropkin and Sarah Anderson looking to get a little payback on China after losing to this mixed doubles team earlier in the competition. Again, 4 nations on hand in our NBCSN Curling Night in America series. The nation with the most wins over mixed men's and women's competition takes home the American Cup.
Good call, sir.
Good throw.
比上把两条大一点。
不行，上把力量大。
Good look following Corey Dropkin down the sheet of ice.
很多呀。
150 feet in length.
就上把量来，不要磕离脚
And
嘛。
positioning that one in the house for Team USA.
9区力
Corey
量
was
吧
looking for a little bit more curl on that last shot. He wanted to just roll to the top of the button.
行。
这个等啊，力量够就等，别带他，再放一放啊，
The Chinese now have an opportunity to get inside that stone that Corey just threw.
再来的。
Come on.
If that curls another inch or so, I think they tap it past that back rock. You see, they just made contact with second shot, trying to sneak it past and out of the forefoot.
Hearing Ma encouraging that in
counting?
his English to curl.
I just want to set up a double. Maybe we go here, but then they just maybe do that.
It did enough.
Is this the end of the world?
Like freeze on this, but then they could possibly have that, you know?
We could go like this, but then they're just going to smash and they could get a triple. So we have to do something over here. Unless we just come right here. Come right here, let them draw this way. And then follow them down. It's up to you though.
Corner freeze?
It's not awful.
Okay. Light's okay. Light's okay.
If you like that.
Pro side guard.
Okay.
So what Sarah's telling Corey is he doesn't want to be heavy here, come down and tap off of that red rock and set up some sort of a double for the Chinese. He's playing the corner freeze, And if it's a little bit short of that, or even a guard, that's okay. It would protect shot rock.
Where?
3-4.
Room. Room. Let it curl. Mine's better. Mine's good. Right here. Mine's good. No bump. No bump. No bump.
Like to get a corner piece of this redstone. That's pretty good.
Nice job.
You can see that guard shot rock for the most part.
Very nice. I like that.
Leaves a little angle. Yellow onto red in the top.
Do you sweep like that or something?
Yeah. Better grip, I feel. Just weird, you know.
Just want to be different.
Hey, 红球。
Good point.
Sometimes trying to whisper, sometimes talking in full throat. Don't want to give up your strategy sometimes.
They think they've forced China to play the intern, or they have forced China to play this shot on the intern side, which is something they were trying to do by the sounds of it.
线路 OK 啊，支持力量。
接。
哦，力量够可以等一等，现在球在这儿呢，可以等一等。
磕一点自己的。
磕一点自己的，那就放一放，再等，再等，磕自己的。
磕一点，磕插头，插头，还赢他，赢他吗？差不多。
Didn't get the curl they were hoping for there. Looks like they may have left a double.
So I think this is the shot.
I think Corey can make the double off of this side red one.
Oh, peel?
I'm fine with like normal.
You think it? Well, it's that pretty flat. I like normal. Let's go normal. I mean, even if we hit and roll here, but it's not going to curl much, right?
Want to see your own broom?
I just did.
Right here?
Yeah,
Trying to
it's not gonna
identify
curl.
shot
No,
rock here. Remember, we had the measurement earlier once play was through, but now trying to eyeball it just so you have the right idea of what happens if nothing changes.
Right, and they can't measure
normal,
now
right?
in the middle of an end. They can
Just
only
normal.
measure when all the rocks have come to rest.
I don't mind up,
So they
to
have
be
to
honest.
Okay, let's do
Take a
up.
good look and assess who's shot.
Nice and clean. Whoa, never. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Is it close?
Got to get inside the nose.
A little on the roll.
Just back to the broom a little bit. You heard Corey say never right when she let it go. And just hit it way too close to the nose.
这么着，你得薄一点，它才能挤过去。
对，打得厚一点就行，打到一半儿正好。
那点力量点儿。
不用，就是你碰了这就碰上就来，
可以，
是不是啊？
可以。打到这儿呗。
嗯。对，打这儿。
可以。我正常还大力？
大力。
对的。
打一半儿。
So the Chinese think they can come off of this yellow stone and
Hey,
kick
Tony,
their
yeah.
own red one back onto the yellow
不行啊！
of the U.S. teams
What?
and kick it out of the forefoot and maybe count 2.
这个，
这个的现在反正是挡了一点儿，别一点儿稍微。
踏板儿，
踏板不行，你按长线来吧。
磕到这儿就行。
This out turn
可以。
on the right side of the
踏
thrower
板儿，
looks a little bit more makeable.
奔几分呢？
Yellow
就
onto
磕到这儿
red
就是
onto yellow
4分，3分。
你还按长线吧。
should be
长线。
for
可以啊。
2,
OK， 我看看啊，磕定就行。
probably only 2.
可以。
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. No. No.
So another chance for 2 for China with last rock.
Go, Corey, go.
Almost tapped the U.S. in to count.
点滑了吧？哎，今天真是
And that one will count for the U.S.
Measure.
Will we go to another measurement?
A game of ones.
The Chinese team said it was them, and Corey said it was yellow.
How close
We'll
is
see.
it? Yeah, it looks like us.
Well, you shouldn't go against the vision of Corey Dropkin. He's unbeaten tonight so far, 1-0. The correct guess in end number 1 saying the U.S. stone was closer. The measuring apparatus brought out one more time.
它底下有个球，还没看着底下那个球。
Do you think we should have drawn there the last one?
因为咱那边吵，这球稍微别一点，但别的不多。
这个吧，就你知道什么？就是稍微小一点，就是踏板长线之间就过来，只要磕前磕定，这球过来砰磕那一。
And Corey is correct yet again. The U.S. winning the singles fest 4-1 over China after 5. More action coming up. And number 6, the United States and China, 4-1 advantage for Team USA, and the Chinese implementing the power play in this end. The 2 stones that get placed to start the action in mixed doubles move from the center line off to the side to try to institute a little more offense.
Yeah, and the power play, from what we've seen, really works the advantage of the team with the hammer, because it gets all the rocks and most of the play over to the side of the sheet and leaves that all-important center open.
See the 2 stones placed to the side.
Sorry.
No worries.
And now the first U.S. stone put into play ends up on the center line in the 12-foot.
Good guess.
可以。
谢谢。
Those power play rules integrated in September
4区。
by the WCF Congress. And this game continuing to grow, added to the next round of Olympics in South Korea in 2018. All part of the growth of the game.
I don't mind coming this way though.
I don't mind calling it, actually.
Whoa.
I mean, it makes up. All right, Corey.
Whoa.
So with the Chinese wanting to keep things pretty simple here, calling the power play. Here you see the calls to just split the house and keep their deuce going.
And can we end the hammer jinx in this game? Nobody with the last shot advantage has scored their deuce. In the U.S. with 1s in the first, second, fourth, and fifth ends. Chinese only on the board with a single point in the third end.
A little less.
Team of Dropkin and Anderson, the 2015 U.S. mixed doubles national champs, tied for 5th at the Worlds in 2015. Try to make their mark, part of this team competition.
Yes! Whoa, 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 over curling. Whoa. Whoa.
Nose.
It's almost nose.
Corey was trying to tap that guard out of the way and open up the Chinese rock on the side of the 8-foot. And see, he got a little closer to nose than he would like.
踏板。
踏板跟这一点吧。
Chinese now have a chance to hit and lie what looks to be 3. under the guard now and get it under cover.
Do you like just hitting the open one?
The ones on the left are open too.
Okay. Well, wait. Control.
Up to you. Board?
Board.
A team consensus figured out by Dropkick and Anderson.
Whoa.
A little straight.
Whoa. Yep. 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 Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hit the top one.
Got to make sure he hits enough of the top one to get it out past his third count Yellowstone on the top of the 12-foot.
Did do that, just barely.
See on release here, Corey just points that back at the broom a little bit.
Whoa. Yep. 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 Hard.
Gets it curling out of hand.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hit the top one.
There's a lot going on for yourself. Your shot work isn't done once you release here in mixed doubles.
Yeah, he has to, in that case, throw it, communicate to Sarah the weight, then he has to sweep it to keep the line right.
下路 OK 啊，提示力量，力量给我等一等我。现在球在中线上呢啊，带着点，几区？
4。
踩踩，要踩下线踩，等一等我。
Ma getting some assistance. Gao up there to help sweep too.
Well, he's trying to come around the corner guard there and just real light, and
yeah, I don't mind
comes
that.
up short of the house.
I like rolling a bit to be first count.
Yeah, whichever. Just don't want to leave him an easy double.
Might let the U.S. off the hook just a little bit again there.
Yeah.
So in exercising their 4-1 lead here, Corey and Sarah just deciding to hit this Chinese stone in the back corner of the house, trying to stay right there.
Good throw.
Even rolled in for shot rock, so more than likely now we'll see the Chinese team make a play on that rock.
Okay, okay, okay.
They've elected to hit this top U.S. stone and try and make the double on the one in the back corner. Try and open this up a little bit. And hope the shooter stays. Just rolled a little bit too far.
But they did clear the house of the yellow American stones.
Curl's a good amount here.
You think so?
His curled a lot. He was a light, but he curled.
Like here?
I think we can make it curl out at the end.
We can't wreck, you know?
How about this? I think it will curl. If we come right here, this isn't bad.
Last stone coming up for Team USA, and finally it looks like China's in position really to capitalize here with a hammer.
Have a good one, Sarah.
Well, Sarah does have a chance to get one around this corner guard and, you know, really make it tough on the Chinese team. But with those two rocks in the back of the house, a little bit of pressure put on Team USA here. Sarah has to make a good one.
Line's a little tight. Yep. Where are we at? Yep. 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 Hard. 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 Where are we at? Keep going. Yep.
Needing to get it by the guard.
Yep. Come on. Gotta get it here. Come on. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Come on, go, 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 go.
Line's pretty good, but I don't think it has the legs. And it looks like a draw for 2.
Thanks. What'd you get on that?
这差边过来给他玩。
2分就足够。
行。
You know,
可以。
I've gotten the habit.
That looks like the shot to me. Anything for more than 2 looks a little risky.
Got a 15-4 hog dog.
I do it subconsciously. I'm like, oh, I got the hot dog.
I used to never be able to, like, I always forget.
Yeah, I don't even think about it anymore.
Talking about their split times in their rocks, using their stopwatches to track, keep a sense of speed, and the touch required on their throws. Well, a draw here, and China will end the great hammer nightmare of this edition of NBCSN Curling Night in America. Nobody scored 2 with hammer yet. A draw for the deuce.
Good throw. 2.
It's over.
2 red.
It's in, 2 for China. And that U.S. lead whittled down to 1. 4-3 United States over China after 6 at Curl Masabi. China with a 2, putting pressure on Team USA. 4-3, just 2 ends left in this 8-end game. Part of the U.S. Grand Prix, the competition showcased here on NBCSN Curling Night in America.
2去啊，2-3。
Mixed doubles, the team of Dropkin and Anderson against the Chinese team of Gao and Ma.
可以下一下。
Trying to earn more wins and points
再来点。
for their overall nations in this 4-country competition. And the U.S., after being victimized by the power play for the Chinese, using the power play option the one time it can in a game here in mixed doubles. The 2 stones to start off the end, placed this time to the right side for Team USA.
And a good call, I think, here by Corey and Sarah. The power play really favors the team with the hammer. They have a 1-point lead, and scoring for them is critical here.
Two, 3.
Line's good.
3.
Just 2.
3.
Nope. Nope, 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 nope. It's good.
So unlike the Chinese, who split the house when they had the power play, Corey and Sarah now elect to throw corner guard. Still just trying to generate a little offense. They want to make sure that they leave themselves a reasonable shot to score here. That would give them at least a 2-point lead going home.
Wow.
I don't know.
力量几区？7 区的，不擦了，我，线路没问题，非常够过啊，力量够不擦了，我。
You can see that really finishing, actually over curling a little bit and coming out the other side of that center guard. Corey can now see it on the intern side.
And roll to a guard. I think we have to hit that center.
I know, just tick it over.
What?
Just tick it.
Why?
Do you want peel then?
Yeah.
And not jam?
Well, if we jam on this one, it's not bad.
We can't hit our yellow though.
We won't.
So now, since it's the 4th shot delivered of the end, Corey's electing to peel the center guard.
Whoa.
fine.
Just opening things up.
Strategy difference here. We talked about China with the power play opting to split the house. The U.S. going the strategy of more of a guard situation.
再站一个。
Is that factored by personal preference, situation, the amount of ends left? What's the difference in strategy there? Why did the U.S. opt to go that way?
Well, it's a little bit more aggressive. I was a little surprised, actually, they didn't just split the house, given the situation. You know, if they happen to even get one here, they're in pretty good shape going home. But electing to throw the corner guard is a little bit more aggressive. You know, maybe they think they can get more than one.
So a guard removed by the U.S. in the last shot, and another one put promptly in place by China.
We try the hit and roll, but whatever.
Hit and roll?
Yeah, whatever you think, Sarah.
Okay, normal.
So lighter weight this time. Instead of the peel, Sarah's asking for normal weight. Corey's just attempting to hit the center guard and roll over to the corner. Just a little too thin.
I feel like this is just wasting time.
Okay.
Like we gotta get rocks in the house, right?
OK 啊，这个等一等，要擦还是下线擦？现在球在这儿呢，还是线路大啊？力量几区？下线吧，来，当线为主，下线，再走一走，擦一擦哈儿，再来一点哈儿，再走走，再走走，再走走，哇，哇，哦，对。
So right in the rings this time. Now leaving available to Corey a double in the house.
I guess we have a more likely chance to stay in play if we play it this way. It's been falling a bit this direction though.
Whatever you think, Sarah.
Normal.
So pretty much the same throw with less ice here for Corey. He just wants to hit it a little bit off the nose and make the double.
Whoa! Whoa! Yes! Whoa! Whoa! Yes! Whoa!
The line's close. Needs to be just off the nose.
Nice call.
Nice shot.
Perfect.
How'd it go?
Good job.
Strong work for the United States.
Oh.
Sorry.
Pair of youthful smiles for the 20-year-old tandem.
Nice call.
Nice shot.
How'd it go?
So they went to school on Corey's second shot, which is identical weight. They were able to tighten it up and make that double.
Big rock for China. Last stone of the end, down one.
She's playing a pretty tricky double here. It's got to be real skinny on the top one.
Which turn do you want, Sarah?
Outturn.
Outturn, okay.
And a free draw for two for Sarah.
No double. Door open for the U.S. Chance to get their deuce.
Do you actually want to come sweep for me, Cor?
And put a
What? Come sweep.
stranglehold on the advantage going to the final end.
Okay.
Sarah just needs to get this fully on the paint. She's asked Corey to come down and just sweep it for distance. Line is...
You got it.
One yellow stone of the U.S. already shot rock, looking to add another and enhance their lead.
Corey was in there real early. Not sure if this one has the distance either.
Gotta go and won't go. Comes up short. The U.S. will take a 1, but opportunity squandered. The U.S. up 5-3, but China has the hammer in the final end on NBCSN Curling Night in America.
420.
The United States lost to China earlier in the competition in mixed doubles, an end away from a little payback. Team USA up 2, entering the final end. Sarah Anderson starting things off for the Americans.
You got a lot of room.
Shot 62.5% so far for Sarah. She's just struggling a little bit with the weight. Hasn't been quite as precise as she would like to be.
Is that wide?
Okay.
Is that wide?
Yes.
Okay.
China, 3 to win here in this end, or 2 to tie and send us to the tiebreaker. For this competition, it's a draw to the button.
6区啊，6区，
小一点啊！
小一点，来过。
Back-to-back misses and a break for Team USA. The Chinese having a chance to draw to line 2, coming up short. Now an opportunity for Corey to get one around and make this freeze.
Give me a hair, lass. Weight's good.
Line's close. Room. Lots of room. Lots of room. Lots of room. Only weight. Lots of room still. Lots of room. Whoa.
Here it comes. It's starting to move a little bit now.
Time to sit. Sorry about that.
Do you think it's straightening up there?
A little bit, yeah. Still a little heavy, but.
Like we talked about earlier in the game, that extra weight really makes the rock run straighter, and they just don't get the curl and the finish that they need.
2 that have run a little bit further than intended for the United States.
The one thing that the American team did so well early in the game was they controlled the weight and had their rocks in the top part of the house and really put a little bit more pressure on the Chinese team. But so far this end, 2 in the back of the forefoot.
力量几区？力量没问题啊，7。
7区再倒，再放。握，下线，握，几区？握，这太深了，握。
This one looked a little bit better. Nice and high in the forefoot. That's the one they were looking for.
Like corner freezing? Or coming just right down in it?
I don't mind right down in it.
Okay.
So Corey trying to make an adjustment from his last throw and just take a few feet off.
T-line.
Room. Close.
Weight's there.
Lots, tons of room.
He doesn't really want this any deeper than T-line. Top button is probably pretty good.
Weight's good. Weight's.
We're over here.
Weight's good.
Whoa.
Come on. Curl. Get in. Wow.
Heavy again, and now you can see there's probably a double and even roll under the pile here for the Chinese. Corey really wanted to get that all the way across the face of his own yellow one and kind of get it into that pocket in the back of the forefoot.
That cluster of yellow American stones, hopefully not a cluster of disaster here for Team USA in the final end, trying to protect this 2-point lead.
线路 OK 啊，踩踩2，2，加油，再来点，踩踩2，我再等一等，我带着点啊，带着点，我，擦头，
Come on.
Just right here.
That's pretty nice.
We have a minute 50 left.
Making the double and lying 3. Tap
Wait, throw
that
the same
Yellowstone
way.
just far enough to count the back
the
one
weight
for
was
now.
good.
China lying 3. Good enough at this
Looks like
point
same broom.
if the end ended to win the game. But Corey Dropkin, Sarah Anderson with a couple of stones left to keep things in their favor.
Corey's trying to get this one around and just freeze on that shot rock in the top of the button.
Weight's good. A little
Line's
less.
better.
A little less.
Room. Whoa.
Weight's nice.
Room. Yep. Room. Yep.
Got to get it by the top.
Nice shot.
Good call, Sarah.
And tapping it to the back of the button is good for Team USA, even though they're not frozen. If China picks this Yellowstone out of the forefoot, it still leaves that draw in there for Sarah.
Room.
Here they're waiting for the curl. They want to get it as close to the top red one as they can.
Room. Yep.
Just missed that top one.
Good call, Sarah.
Top teamwork for the United States. Hoping it leads to victory.
So a straight pick here for the Chinese to lie 3 again. Wants to just hit the corner of this Yellowstone.
We call a timeout.
Got it, but got his as well.
They still lie 2.
Like that? I don't mind that.
What else is there really?
He wants to just clip the corner of this American stone and drive it through the hole cleanly. He's a little tight on the broom.
Deep breaths.
Saw the reaction from Ma. Not
T-line.
quite.
Not perfect, but pretty good still nonetheless.
And China will have the last shot in its quest to get at least 2, force our version of overtime if it ends up equal. Still thinking that maybe there's a way they can get 3 and end it here.
Deep breath.
Sarah attempting to just freeze right on the face of this shot stone.
But this
Only
has been the
weight.
trouble spot for the
Oh.
U.S. in this end.
Just clean.
7.
You got room.
8.
No. Come on.
Needs to get across the nose or at least up to the nose.
Whoa. Whoa.
No, and the weight control problems still there for Sarah. A little heavy. You can see she bumped off the Chinese stone. Looks like they definitely have something for 3. Trying to decide if they have to move that American stone or not.
那就可
磕一下。好。
可甩一点点。
行。
头的力量可甩一点点。
好。
Well, the U.S. can have no more influence stone-wise in the game.
你给我看看啊，刚给你那一点。
刚才这个。
你给我这一点，不行起来踩。
2 for the tie for China. And if Gao Shuisong can come up with a magical shot and get 3, the Chinese will steal the win.
It looks like China has to come down and just move that yellow stone slightly, just a couple of inches. Need to get inside the nose, or to the nose should do it, probably.
The U.S. has led from start to finish. Grabbed the lead right away with a single in the first end. China with a chance to come up with a theft of 3 and the win. It's there, it's good, and China has a triple and the victory. Heartbreak for the U.S. and a little bit of redemption for the Chinese squad. All those times with the hammer early, they missed in their last shot opportunity. This time they come through when it's needed most.
They're finally able to capitalize on a late miss by Team USA.
So China takes the win and bests the U.S. by a single point in mixed doubles for the second time of the competition. More coming up on NBCSN Curling Night. NBCSN Curling Night in America is being brought to you by the United States Olympic Committee. Get the latest Team USA gear and support our athletes at the same time at TeamUSAShop.com. And by Cryomax 8-Hour Cold Packs, proud sponsor of the USA Curling National Team. Second time in this competition in mixed doubles that China and the United States have played. The first meeting, the Chinese got a big lead, the U.S. rallied late and fell short. This time, the U.S. took the early lead, led throughout, and lost again. Tanith standing by with a dejected American duo.
I think we had a little bit better of a start and definitely kept it more of an interesting game, and both teams played well out there, and you know, good game both ways, and congrats to them. They played well.
For those of our audience taking in mixed doubles for the first time, from my perspective, just seeing the physicality that goes into what you do is incredible. Can you speak a little bit to how exhausting it is, and at this stage, after 8 ends, how you feel?
I mean, we train for this. I mean, we put in the work, so we're ready to play. So.
All right, well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And they'll get the chance to play again later on NBCSN Curling Night. Time now for the Team USA Aptacular Shot of the Day. Pete, China waited all game to come through in the clutch, and they got it done on the last rock of the match.
Yeah, trailing by 2 in the final end. The Chinese team makes this tap for 3 and the win.
So the W for Team China. You can download the Team USA app for up-to-the-minute news and exclusive behind-the-scenes coverage of your favorite athletes. Visit the Google Play and iTunes Store and download the Team USA app today. Other scores on this latest draw on NBCSN Curling Night, including Japan over Scotland in mixed doubles. So you look at the mixed doubles current standings. China has the lead, Scotland in second, and the United States tied for third currently with Japan. The overall team competition, Team USA and China neck and neck, with the Scots and the Japanese working from behind. When we see you next time on NBCSN Curling Night in America, we'll get to see together Jamie Sinclair and the Team USA women's squad matched up against Japan as the Americans hope to post another win and pick up another point in the quest to win the American Cup on home ice. That'll about do it for this edition of NBCSN Curling Night in America. For Pete Fenson, Tanith White, and our entire crew, this is Jason Knapp saying so long from Evelyn, Minnesota.